know what the strategies are. A lot of you people will know what the strategies are, but exactly how to utilize the strategies, what are the simple tips and tricks that can be done for actually maximizing the conversion rate. So I'm not going to give you a complete webinar on conversion rate optimization. It is just taking the strategies and saying how can we utilize it maximum to get the conversion rate out of it. And then tips to how to do it, some expert tips on how experts have done it and what we have learned from our experiences as well. And for everybody in this webinar, we'll have a go-to-market template. That's a simple form of the template, which will be sent to you once you attend the webinar and complete the survey. So these are the main takeaways. Right now, what is a marketing funnel? Right? What is the whole hee-haw about the marketing funnel which is going on? A lot of SaaS companies talk about marketing funnel. You must have seen your marketing department, sales department talking about deep funnel conversions, what, how is the performance happening in the funnel and everything. It's all nothing. It's a very simple concept of how to get a user to sign up and remain as a user. It's just a fancy term for getting a person hooked onto your product, use it, and become a brand advocate. So the whole user journey is what we call as a marketing funnel. And this has not been here for a few years as well. Marketing funnel was first actually, the term was coined, or the foundation was laid probably 100 years ago or more. Before that, the marketing has been used for centuries, but the funnel and what are the different ways to carry the customer through has been probably started in the 1920s. And then from then on, the entire funnel of how to get a user to be aware of your product, your brand, and how to actually make them a brand advocate. So that has evolved over the ages. I'll just take you quickly through a few marketing funnels that have evolved over the times. So the first one, this is something which most of us know, is the the marketing funnel which is in use now. So the top portion is called top of the funnel, the middle portion, middle, and the bottom one. So what's the difference between these three? So what happens in a typical marketing funnel is you might have 100 people coming into the top, right? Where they might, it's just like you walking into a shop. You see the shop, you see the, merchandise on the store window, and then you walk inside, check it out, check the other products that they have, and then go to the trial room, try it, and then buy it. Exactly the same thing happens in a marketing funnel. The awareness, so you see the store, the interest and consideration, right? Okay, I like this color, I like this dress, can I go inside, right? The intent, the evaluation, the trying of it, and then the purchase. So that's exactly what happens in the marketing funnel. The place where the awareness happens is called the lead generation. That is, you become a customer to the store. And then the lead nurture. What does a salesperson do? Run around you to say, hey, do you want to try this? This color looks good on you. Why don't you try this latest fashion dress that is there? So that's the lead nurture. And then obviously the moment money goes out of your bank account, the sales is done. Right? So that's exactly what happens in a marketing funnel. There are different variations of it, all the same stages, but with slight variation. So if you have a product which is B2C, then it's slightly different from a B2B. The funnel is the same. It's just what happens in these middle of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel stages. So in a B2C, you learn about it, you put the product in your cart, and then you complete the sales transaction. But in a B2B, it's more about people wanting to research. I'm not saying that, B2C research that doesn't happen, but here in B2B, apart from the research, they also get a demo, they get a proposal, and then the sales transaction is completed. So just minor variations, the funnel remains the same. And this is another example, right? How it was, previously and how things have evolved now is that the role of the marketing side of the funnel before used to stop after the interest stage. And once the middle of the funnel comes in, then the sales part used to kick in. Now, till the intent stage, till you exactly sign up on for the demo, that till then the marketing piece of it kicks in. So that is different. The funnel has not changed over the times. It's only where the demarcation stops. That's the only difference which is happening. And the sales obviously is more about evaluation and purchase part of it. These are the different funnels that have evolved over times, and these are the stages, right? The top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. Your tactics are used here to generate the awareness. You use to generate the leads, and then you generate customers in the bottom of the funnel. And this is for this AIDA is awareness, interest, desire, and action. This was the term coined by Lewis in about 1920s, and this is the basics of all marketing funnels from then on. So everything, top, middle, bottom of the funnel, and all these terms have evolved because of the AIDA funnel, which has been there for last 100 years, at least on paper. And so what type of growth strategy, since we will predominantly be talking about SaaS products, we all know, all SaaS products come into a different growth strategy, right? Is it product-led? Is it sales-led? Is it market-led? Or is it customer-led? We all want to be product-led. All SaaS products want to be product-led. Why? Because it saves us a ton of space from the marketing and sales. I'm not saying marketing and sales don't happen in product-led, but the product speaks for itself, right? Sales-led is what traditional organizations are. You have an SDR and somebody, actually heavily sales-focused and getting through, the user through the sales journey. The market-led is where it slightly differs. You first evaluate what the customer wants and their needs, and then you develop the product according to that. The difference between product-led and market-led is market-led sometimes has more customer satisfaction because we know what the customer wants. And once you develop what the customer wants, then the customer is satisfied, right? So nowadays, what's happening is all companies are doing a mixture. Hey, we are a product and a market-led, right? Hey, we are probably a customer-led, but at the same time, we are sales-led. So what is happening now is a shift in trend towards, rather than, putting us in one shelf, let's explore two things together. In that way, you get what the customer wants, and then the customer retention becomes easier, right? So product-led and market-led companies, if you see, then the customer retention is easier, right? Coca-Cola is customer-led and product-led. We all love Coke, right? They take the user feedback and then they come with Coke Zero, Coke no sugar, Coke whatever, and then we all like the product and we all just stack it up. So, it's a mix of two or three growth strategies that are involved there. So that's the growth strategy. Now let's come to the meat of things. It's this is one of my favorite quotes, really. That's why I put it there. It's much easier to double your business by doubling your conversion rate rather than doubling your traffic. Doubling your traffic is a different, ball game altogether. But if you double your conversion rate in the same traffic, that's more closure, and that's what exactly we want, right? So, yeah. So let's go to the top of the funnel marketing strategies. So these are some of the inbound strategies that we have: like social media channels, blogs, landing pages, and videos. Most of you in the marketing might know it. I know some of you here might not be from the marketing field, but most of us know the basics, like, hey, these are the marketing strategies that marketers always talk about, and these are called inbound strategies. What are the outbound strategies? Their ads, their pop-ups, their homepage, how your homepage looks, and their cold emails. I'm not going to talk you through what exactly each does because most of it is self-explanatory. All I'm going to give you is tips and tricks of how to best utilize them. That's where the conversion rate changes, right? That's where we want to be, to make sure that whatever we do in from marketing the ROI is there. So how to make sure that the ROI is there is to just make sure we utilize these strategies effectively. Okay. Social media channel, we all know what social media channel is, but how to utilize it. We all know what blogs are, but how to effectively utilize it and convert it. So I'll try and give you some pointers towards that. Right, so these are the effective top of the funnel marketing. What do we do in a top of the funnel marketing? That's the top, right? That's where exactly the people land in. And who lands in? The intended audience. You just don't want everybody to land in. You just want people who want to know about things, right? If you are in the fintech space, you just do not want anybody to land there. If you are in the edutech, you want people who want to take the course to land there, right? So know your audience, exactly know who your audience is. If you have one product which has got 2 or 3 features which cater to 3 types of audience, table it, know your user personas, know your audience first, and then what makes you unique, right? There might be 10 competitors, but what is your USP? What is making you stand apart? So that's something you really need to figure out. And once you have your audience and you know how you're going to market to them, then comes the keywords, right? What are the users searching for right now? I'm not talking about exhaustive SEO keyword research. Not all of us are SEO experts. We might be more from the marketing field, learning SEO, learning keywords, and might not have the exact expertise, but we do know what our keywords are, what people are searching for, because at the end of the day, it's your product and you are the subject matter expert. So you know what people are searching for, right? And then the CTAs. This is something which people are looking into, but I still feel that there's a lot of room of improvement, even on our own website. There's a lot of room for improvement for CTAs, right? Because if you put something like explore, right? An explore word is more about knowing more. But if you just put something like, take action now, or like, help yourself now, get yourself this demo now, then that creates a more urgent need to the user, right? So the strategic and appropriate CTAs are being missed. That should never be missed in the marketing field. So these are like some of the things that we need to change to make maximum conversions. Let's go through each one of these things, like blogs, how to utilize them effectively. Writing a piece of content or writing content, which is even writing good content, does not guarantee that your blog will be on top or it will solve the problems of the users effectively. If you write a brilliant piece of content, how to exactly market that piece of content. So these are the tips I'm going to give you. Some keyword research. Do not use the same keywords as you use in your landing page or your product pages. Have your blog page for separate keywords. Each page on your website should have its own set of keywords. There could be overlapping keywords, or they could belong to the same family, because obviously you're talking about the same product. But at the same time, you need to make sure that the keywords are not the same as your pillar pages, right? And use a mixture of keywords. Do not just stick to long tail keywords, because in the SaaS space, what has been drummed into us is bottom of the funnel, long tail keywords, bottom of the funnel, long tail keywords. Yes, they are the conversion keyword, they are the maximum conversion, and they are the ones which we need to utilize. But we should not lose focus of the mid funnel and the top of the funnel keywords as well. You can plan it and you can start executing it at a later date, but make sure you plan for top of the funnel and mid funnel keywords as well. And also focus on short, medium, and long tailed. There are medium tailed, top of the funnel keywords which have good conversion rate, right? So that's the thing you need to be focused on. This, you need not be an SEO expert, but you will know that, hey, this has this volume and people are searching for this, so let me focus on this. Or my competitor is using this, let me focus on that. Write generic, but not too generic. Too generic dilutes the content, right? So you need to be focused on the point, on revolving around the keywords, at the same time creating awareness. That's where the expertise comes in, for you to think through and make a plan of what we are going to write, sit with the content team, think about the keywords and think about how we're going to write. Don't make it too generic. If you want to make it too generic, make it into an ebook or make it into a big guide. But if you're putting it in a blog, make sure it's not too generic. At the same time, it's broad, right? And like I said, like I'm saying here, focus on how to take the user through the content, right? Just having a blog page and then not doing anything with it is, you're not doing justice to the content, right? So where to insert a CTA, where to divert the user to a landing page, right? So that is where you need to sit and think through from the marketing angle of, hey, I have a beautiful 2000 words of content. Where will I add CTAs? Don't overdo it. Just make sure you put it in the right places. CTA again, and write for the audience. Always write for your audience. Don't write for search engines. The search engine will follow your audience, right? If the audience find you, the search engine, that means the search engine has already found you. So think of your audience and write just for your audience, not for search engines. Social media, right? So we all love social media, whether good, bad, or ugly. We love social media to the core. How to utilize it from a top of the funnel content. Always build a community. Don't just, it's the same thing like blog. If you just keep tweeting, it's just falling into the social media space, but not doing anything. It's not working for you. It might be a brilliant tweet, but it's not working for you because you're not doing anything with it, right? So build a community. But there are so many social media channels where you can build a community, you can interact with the community. It's not only for sales. Communities are more for people to talk to each other, know what their problem is. If you build a community, you'll get people who are actually using your product or any other product, right? So they'll come and say, hey, this doesn't work there, that doesn't work here. How do I make this work? What happens here? So it's an exchange of ideas. And at the same time, you are educating people about your product. So it serves as a dual purpose. That's why we need more communities in social media to be built. And that's why you see them happening right now. So if you're going to focus on social media on the top of the funnel, always ensure you build a community. Focus on the topics. Again, write generic, not too generic. Interaction. Keep interacting with the people. It's okay if you say good morning to everybody in the community, doesn't matter, but keep that interaction open. Know that you are available, know that you are an expert who is ready to answer anything which comes up in the groups, right? Again, keywords, hashtags, or we can call them hashtags here, or we can actually, use the exact keywords or exact phrases to make sure that your expertise is known again. The one tip I'm going to give you here is that everybody who is either having a product or a service should use Pinterest, right? And Pinterest is more for the top of the funnel social media. And there was a Google update about 2 or 3 years ago, I'm forgetting, 2018, 2019, because of which Pinterest actually got into the top of the game in Google search engine. So whether Pinterest is a right medium or not, my suggestion would be have a Pinterest account, right? It is the best for top of the funnel keywords. Landing pages, right? Landing pages are something which you create, whether you are creating from an ad or whether you're creating just for people to attend this webinar, right? We create landing pages, just to attend the webinar. So, and they are the landing page speaks on our behalf. Half of you attended the webinar because you saw the landing page or because you saw the LinkedIn event and you felt that, hey, there might be something useful in here. So that's where you need to present the users with the crux of, hey, this is what we are offering, and this is exactly what we are. And the average conversion rate for landing pages, if you design it well and it answers all the questions, is about 2 to 3% and goes up as high as 6% on a lot of it's across the board. And if you see something like I've given examples here of Airbnb or Wix, if you see their landing pages, they give you exactly what they want, right? They give you what they do, and they give you what their what benefit they have, and they build the trust, and they make you sign up. So one landing page for everything. I'm not saying all landing pages should be like Airbnb or Wix, but if you see them, you feel the effect, you feel yourself going through the funnel in the same landing page. And that is what exactly we need to think through when we are designing landing pages. Are we building the trust? Are we solving their pain point? Are they getting what we are offering? So once these three are done, then it's hook, nail, and sinker, basically. Video marketing, I believe it's one of those which everybody again knows about, and we do utilize it, but maybe not exactly as we should be, right? The thing about video marketing is just make sure you always walk the audience through the funnel. So even if you are giving, even if I'm giving this webinar and it's there on YouTube, just make sure that you give what they're looking for, the pain point, and also you give something that they can test. So once you offer the value add, that's when you get the responses. That's when you get the emails that you're looking for, the contact numbers you're looking for, the leads that you're looking for. So having videos, having blogs, having all these channels are very good, but just by having them is not enough. You need to tweak them, twist them, and make minor changes to them to actually let them do the work for you. And video marketing is one of the very, very, very important ones. A person can just understand you in a minute video rather than actually reading 500 words of the blog, right? And you can even put down there as like, hey, the 3-minute read, a 4-minute read, a 10-minute read, but a 10-minute video is almost equal to a 30-minute read or 40-minute read, and it's more visual, it builds the trust, it builds the empathy, and it converts faster. So if you're not utilizing video marketing, I would suggest please utilize video marketing to the core, because that's something that really converts. So okay, ads. So ads is another top of the funnel marketing strategy that we have, whether it's display ads, whether it's social media ads, whether it's retargeting ads. The keywords are the most important in ads as well, right? Another main thing that you need to do here in ads is to make sure that you are having the right target audience, because you're spending money on ads. You're giving, Google or Facebook or, anybody the money, your money, for them to actually represent you. So make sure that whoever this reaches out to is the right audience. And again, this ties into the landing page, where if they're going, if it's like social media ads or retargeting ads, are they going to click somewhere? Is it coming back to your product page? Where is it exactly coming? Are you designing a landing page for it? It again boils back to the landing page scenario. So everything here is kind of interconnected, but make sure that you connect them sequentially and connect them correctly. So spending money on ads is important when the landing page is nailed, right? You don't need a big team to go in and do it. You can do it yourself. There are so many landing page design tools out there that it's more easy. All you have to do is, when you're thinking of doing a landing page, work it through. Make sure you visualize it yourself before you actually attempt it. So all of this ads again is connected to landing page. Landing page is again connected to the blog content, and everything is going around in circles. But make sure that there are these small tips which you do when you're doing any of these. And cold emails, right? This is kind of my favorite. because cold emails have a notorious name. Hey, they work, they don't work. I sent 10,000 emails in 2 months and I hardly got, 0.1% conversion rate. Just by sending bulk emails doesn't mean that you are going to have, you're going to get the result that you need for, right? Mass emails is almost obsolete. We all know that we have to reach the right person. If the CEO is a decision maker, reach the CEO. If the marketing manager is a decision maker, reach the marketing manager. If the developer is the person who's going to use it, reach the developer, reach the person who it is going to reach. If you reach the marketing manager for a complete product development feature, then the person is going to be like, whoa, I know this, but I can't do anything about it, right? So it just depends on, or if you reach a developer about offering SEO services, they're going to be like either forward it or just delete it. So reach the person and then personalize as much as you can, right? See their pain point, research the company. It is time taking. I completely understand. We all like, okay, one template, plug it and play it. But the more you personalize, the more you actually reach out to their pain points, they will respond back. Okay, this happens to us all the time. We also reach out to 500 people, 1,000 people, but we don't get the responses we want to. Why? Because we haven't personalized. We have written a template which is more generic for everybody across the board, but they might not be having that pain point which we are trying to present, right? So do your research, personalize. And this again ties into the middle of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel. Include case studies, includes trust factors and the right CTAs, right? Again, cold emails might be the top of the funnel to make brand awareness and kind of get to know, but if you include case studies, if you include the right CTAs and you actually reach the right audience, this can move to the middle of the funnel or sometimes a bottom of the funnel as well, right? So one tip I'll be giving you here is what generally happens is the first email, we always think that, hey, this is going to be an awareness emails. We are just emailing them out of the blue. They should know who we are. Yes, 100%. But phrasing the first email in a way that it moves to the middle of the funnel and it also prompts them to actually click on that demo button or booking a trial from that is possible. It's just the way you write the copy. It's just the way you think through and write the copy. So if you tell me in 150 words, I'll be able to move the person from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel and make them actually book that demo call, it's possible. It's just you need to sit and think through. The copy is the most important part. Once you nail it, you're there. And the next one is a controversial topic, pop-ups. Do you need to have them or do you not need to have them, right? I get so many questions asked. Hey, do we need pop-ups? Do we need do we need entry pop-ups? Do we need exit intent pop-ups? Google doesn't like pop-ups. My best suggestion would be limit the use of pop-ups. The moment you open I was just reading through a blog, which I really found good 2 days back. At the moment I started reading through, the pop-up came, right? Fine. You just click on, hey, I don't want it. And then another 5 seconds later, another pop-up came. After the third pop-up, I literally lost the interest and came out of it. So you do not want that to happen. You have to limit the pop-ups to whether it's needed or it's not needed, and always have a value add in the pop-ups. Exit intent pop-ups are still trending a lot. So I would suggest keeping an exit intent pop-up wherever necessary. Entry pop-ups and click pop-ups, just use them warily. Do not overdo them, right? And it's a misconception that search engines do not like pop-ups. It's not that. They do not like pop-ups that take up the entire space of the especially the mobile screen. So if you're doing mobile optimization, make sure that the pop-up does not take up your entire screen, because for search engines, if it takes up your entire screen of the mobile device, then the UX is hampered. So whenever you're doing pop-ups, make sure you do it in moderation, do exit it in pop-ups, and make sure the UX does not get hampered. That's all. But pop-ups are a choice. If you want to have, please go ahead and have, but make sure you do all these. And homepage. So this is another outbound marketing technique, right? So it's the same as landing pages. The homepage is what speaks to people about your company as a whole. So, if people are having, people see your email, they see your brand name, sometimes they might click on the emails or in the social media, but sometimes they may just go and type and come to your website. In that case, they come to the homepage. So that's the most important page of your website. That should actually answer the question what the person is asking, as well as prompt them to move down the funnel. Right. So I've seen homepage, if you see FreshBooks, Airbnb is probably a universal example for a lot of things. If you see their homepage, it makes you see it. Actually, it gives the homeowners, hey, this is the solution to my problem, and then let me just book it. So everything happens within one page, right? So that's what you should aim for in every one of your pages. The conversion from top to the bottom of the funnel happens in one page. It's not always possible, mind you, but as much as you can, try to move them down the funnel, at least from the bottom, from the top to the middle of the funnel, so that in another step you can nurture and move to the bottom of the funnel. So that's the trick here. And this is something I've just added as an additional thing about keywords and content. This is one of the biggest questions everybody in SaaS is asking for, like, hey, the keywords. How do I figure out which keywords I want, right? How do I figure out which content I should write? I don't have an SEO expert in my team, neither are we going to hire one soon, right? So what do we do? So in that case, you can do your basic research. If you have your own product, or if you're working as the marketing team, you can definitely do your own research. There are so many tools out there. You don't need to be an SEO expert to do basic keyword research, right? The only thing you need to do is you need to think through, like, whatever I have spoken till now. If you think through the phases and actually map out the keywords, you know your product, you know what feature it is offering, right? So you need to just think through and work. And what is top of the funnel keywords? It's awareness keywords, right? Like I've given some examples here. Website design basics. Hey, Nike has one, like heel pain while running, like how to get dog hair out of the carpet. These are just how to do this, right? What happens? Then, Nike does a very good thing of moving the user from the top to the bottom of the funnel. They have like heel pale while running, and then shoes to buy, running shoes to buy to heel pale. So they move you slowly from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel without you knowing it. So that's what you should aim for. Like, write the content which maps the user journey and also incorporates the keywords. So the keywords and content needs to be planned beforehand. It's not something ad hoc that you keep doing. It's an ongoing journey that you need to do. When you go to market, you need to do this. And then after 4 months of, after the GTM, your product is launched, you again need to go back and make sure you are at the right pace with the keywords and content and your strategy. So your strategy needs to be evolving all the time, whether it's top of the funnel or the middle of the funnel. So whatever we spoke till now is just the top of the funnel. If we go again to the metrics that we use, like impressions, reach, website traffic, brand lift, average time on page, and bounce rate, these are the top of the funnel metrics, because that's where your maximum traffic comes in. And now the question you will have in your mind is, hey, I have so many people coming, and you're talking about all these conversion rates. So if I do all of these, will everybody become bottom of the funnel traffic? No, it's not that. It's to increase your conversion rate. So if you're having 1% conversion rate, so out of 100%, if one person is the only one who is converting, this will help you increase the conversion rate. It's not going to guarantee that all the 100 people will become customers. Hey, if they become, you can thank me later, but they will not. It's to do these tricks to make sure that the conversion rate increases, right? And next we move on to the mid-funnel marketing strategy. So we've covered the top of the funnel where people come in, people are aware of your brand, people know what you're offering, and then you build the trust. You tell them that, hey, yes, I know what I'm talking about, and this is how exactly I'm going to make sure that this problem of yours is solved. So that's the mid-funnel marketing strategies, is where the trust is built in. And these are the main strategies or tactics that people use for, especially for mid-funnel marketing, right? Webinars, podcasts, case studies, feature pages, nurturing the email campaigns, ebooks, chat boxes, and web notifications as well. So let's see one by one and the tips you can do in these to make sure that the conversion is maximum. Right. So what happens in mid-funnel marketing is you're educating, you're also engaging, right? You tell the users why exactly they have the problem. And then you use keywords which promote the features, right? You need to showcase why they need you. Hey, I have this feature in my product which will solve this pain problem. So then they can relate to it. And then next, as I said, you build the trust. How do you build the trust? You give them case studies, you give them testimonials, and then you prove that you are the right partner. You give them that I can solve your problem, I'm the right partner, and then make them move to the actual buying part of the funnel, right? Podcasts and webinars. So we all hear podcasts, and we all sometimes attend webinars to see what they are here to offer. I'm sure you're all here to see, hey, what is this person going to talk about that I don't know? Okay, we all know most of the things. It's just webinars are a great way of putting priorities right, I would say. All the seasoned marketers here know exactly what is top of the funnel strategy, what are the mid funnel strategy, what are the bottom funnel strategy. But sometimes we just miss the minor details that suddenly we get in a webinar. Yeah, what you're saying is right. I will try this. I'll go back and try just this one piece that I need, right? So that's where the mid funnel strategies come in. And then obviously you'll remember FirstPrinciples. So that's a great brand awareness for myself. So that's that. Podcast and webinars. So the other thing is you can be a host or a guest in all these. Both are equally good mid-funnel strategies. It doesn't mean that you always have to host a podcast or host a webinar, because you might not have the expertise in the team, or you might not be confident enough to host a podcast right now, but your team will have great people whom you can send out for podcast, right? So that also increases the awareness. The main thing here about podcast and webinars is not just to conduct them, but actually circulate them, if I put it right? Because till people come to know that you had this webinar or you were in this webinar, it's not going to be useful to you, right? So that's the main thing, how to syndicate it, how to circulate it. That's where the tips and tricks come in. And like I said, it's always not necessary to be the host. Being the guest also does wonders, right? Again, let's go back to our product, right? We are the experts in our product. We need to show that we are the experts. How do we do that? Case studies, white papers, ebooks, guides. All these showcase our expertise, right? We tell the world that, hey, we know what we are talking about. We have an opinion, and we are right? But use always, in my opinion, using case studies or white papers or ebooks or guides along with other strategies. These are a great value add in themselves. They are beautiful strategies to get the person hooked up, show your expertise, and just nurture them so that they move to the next part of the funnel where they become your customers. At the same time, if you use them with the other strategies, they double boost it. So if somebody's reading a blog and then you just have a pop-up saying, hey, we also have a white paper, leave your email or leave your contact number and you can we'll send the white paper to you. Use them with other things so that the person who is in the top of the funnel sees the pop-up or sees a place where you show them the white paper and then they sign up for it. So automatically you've moved them unconsciously from the top of the funnel to the middle of the funnel. So this is all you need to do. Use all of these strategies in conjunction with each other. Right. And this is a featured page. We were talking till now about landing pages, about home page, but a middle of the funnel is more about featured pages. What exactly is the solution we are offering? Right now we are aware of the brand. Now they need to be aware of the solution. The featured pages, that needs to be very strong. The product pages need to speak for themselves. They need to have the right keywords. They need to tell the user the pain point and the solution, the pain point and the solution. Because if you do not have a strong enough featured page, then the user will not get the trust that they are looking for. They will not be able to relate your solution to a solution which solves their problems, right? They'll be aware of, okay, but I have this problem, and this is not talking about I have X problem. This is talking about Y problem. Like this is giving a Y solution, not relevant. So focus on the featured pages and make sure that you speak for the pain point and the solution and how you can do it. And even in the same thing, like I talk about landing pages and home pages, featured pages themselves are already in the middle of the funnel. They are validating what your product does. That validation can just be pushed over to a trial demo, buying the product, right? It's just one push away. It's easy to do one push away rather than to do two pushes away. So make sure when you're actually having the featured pages, to have this right CTAs and to give the right options for them to actually click on the demo or click on the trial to use it. Right. So these two are in vogue for a while now, SMS and chat. Okay, so a lot of people still are unsure about whether we need to do SMS marketing. Do we need to do chat box marketing? I would say these are definitely good to have, especially chat box, because that's an instant connect, right? You enter something in the chat box, say, I have this problem. What does the chat box ask you? Give me your email. You have the email. Bam, you have a lead, right? So, especially people who need your services only interact with your chat boxes, right? It's more or less people who do not need your services, who are still in the awareness stage, who are not sure, are not going to interact with your chat box. People who have a problem. One is the customer support. That's a different one. But the other one is the chat boxes offer that instant connect that is definitely needed. So in my opinion, chat boxes are definitely needed because you have a lead coming from the middle of the funnel itself. SMS, 100%. We are more focused on email marketing, but if we are getting contact numbers, why not have SMS marketing as well? That's a definite connect, and all of us open our text messages. I don't think any one of you people in the audience right now are people who do not open their text messages. We all open our text messages, and a lot of it stay back. Even if you're working and you open a text message and see, it might just stay back at the back of your mind after 2 days as well. You say, hey, I got a text from that company, right? Let me go and check them out. So these are things that can be done, which are simple, but at the same time, which have a good conversion ratio. This is again, this is like pop-up. I would say push notifications are like pop-up for me. To do or not to do is the biggest question in these, right? I know the best part about push notifications, if I say the plus points are, you can have a notification for each stage of the funnel, right? You can definitely design a wonderful push notification complete, scenario by scenario setup, right? But at the same time, a lot of us have have got pop-up blockers, have push notification blockers. So the worry always is, hey, is it a malware? Is it a genuine notification or not? The only thing as marketing people we can do is ask permission to say, hey, the website wants to allow notification. As a person, I half the time I just block them and do not allow push notifications. But it's completely up to the user. We'll have to leave it up to the user. But in my opinion, push notifications are a good to have, and in some cases it's a definite must have, but you might not get the exact conversions that you want. But from an awareness perspective, they are definitely in the top, right? That's that. And keywords and content, when we talk about mid-funnel keywords and content, right? Mid-funnel keywords and content are slightly more exploratory in than the top of the funnel, right? They are more for a particular issue or a feature that you're offering. So, for example, like in the last one, we had spoken about how to remove dog hair out of the carpet, right? Here, if you compare the same mid-funnel keywords, it's like, hey, Bissell dog hair eraser, vacuum for dog hair. So what you can do, if you go to any of these companies, what they do is they have a top of the funnel blog, and then they make sure that they take the user through their product and then also give the features and make you buy as well in the same blog. So how we formulate the content, the planning of the content, and the planning of how exactly we use the keywords to weave the story and make the user go through the funnel all at the same time. That's the main thing. And the biggest tip here is the keyword and content planning is really an iterative process. It's not an annual one. It's not a biannual one, or you can do as and when you want to, or hey, in 6 months we'll just look at it. It's something you need to keep doing on a very regular basis. And one of the easiest ways is to look at the competitors and see what keywords they are using for how are they doing it. You can definitely use that as the base to see what the others are doing and formulate your strategy as well as per that. So, and here are some tips from some experts that I really like. So I thought it'll be good to share it with you all. The main things, like they all speak about conversion, is exactly here, A/B testing, right? Clear, vivid, and actionable web copy. Like I said, content is very important, and analyze the competitor website, place a chat button, the CTAs, and the chat boxes. This is exactly what people are talking about. Yeah, and here, this is one thing I really like what Michael Wynn has spoken is, when we are doing something or when we are doing an optimization, do one thing at a time. Do one step, test it. If it doesn't work, move to the next step. Don't do 10 things, because if things don't work, or if things start working, you won't know which is the actual contributory factor to it, right? So that's the main thing. You need to make sure that you do one major step, see the changes, then another step. And these are the metrics that we look for in a mid-funnel marketing: the amount of active subscribers you have, the opt-in rate conversion, the email open rates, how much click-throughs are there, the ad costs, and same with the click-through rates, and the average time people spend on the page. So in the top of the funnel, it was more like bounce rate. In the mid-funnel, then it comes to average time on the page. So because if the average time on the page is high, that means that, hey, you are engaging them. And now once you have the engagement going, what to do to increase the conversion rate, how to grasp that customer or the user and make sure they become a customer. So the average time on page becomes a big factor in a mid-funnel marketing tactic. So what have we learned so far is just do one major change at a time, use the existing strategies effectively. I'm sure most of you are doing a lot of these strategies, but just using them effectively is the key to all of this. And conversion optimization, it doesn't matter. You don't need to have conversion, optimization experts come in to do it. Doing changes which you know about itself, using small tips and tricks that can bring a change is very important for growth. And mid-funnel to deep funnel conversion tactics, they are my best. I really like the mid-funnel to deep funnel conversions simply because if the user at the top of the funnel, to convert them to mid and then to bottom of the funnel is 2 steps. Like I said, I like one-step solutions. Hey, you're already there, and I just need to grab you and make sure you become my customer. Not only become my customer, become my brand advocate. Finally, that's what we are all looking for, right? So the mid-funnel to deep funnel conversion tactics, they are very easy to implement. They're very effective, and they definitely increase the conversion. So that's what I wanted to share with all of you here in the webinar today. So thank you so much. And Naveen, over to you.
Thanks a lot for this wonderful session, Padmaja. It clearly explained us how we can leverage top and the middle of the funnel marketing strategies, to get more conversions. Thanks a lot again. My colleague Bhaskar will take over the question and answer session. Bhaskar, over to you.
Thank you, Naveen. Thank you, Padmaja, for this remarkable session. So we have a few questions from the audience for you. So the first question is asked by Vipul. How marketing funnel will help companies increase its number of leads and sales?
Okay, so marketing funnel is the funnel where people, like I said, where people go through from knowing your brand to actually buying it, right? So our thing is to increase what do we call as a lead? A person who is somewhat in the middle of the funnel, right? The top of the funnel is more or less traffic, is what we can call. The middle of the funnel is a lead because they are in a place where they are contemplating your store. So if you walk into Alan Solly's store, you are aware of the brand, right? And now you're going and seeing what colors they offer. Are they offering the color of jumper that you want? So that is a lead, right? That's when the salesperson comes and makes sure that you buy, whether it's a blue or a green, he'll sell you something, right? So that's a lead. So that's where what we qualify a lead, a person who is the right decision maker, who wants to buy the product, not somebody who is just looking through, but somebody who knows about you. So the marketing funnel is how to make the person just from a traffic to a lead. So that is what we spoke about: traffic, lead, customer. So the mid-funnel tactics, when they reach the middle of the funnel, that's when they become a lead. And how do they become a lead? It just depends on whether the broader answer to this question will be, are they the intended audience for your product? If they are, then they are a lead. That's what I would say.
Okay, so that's really insightful. So the moving on next question, this asked by Jay. For retargeting ads, also same landing page is good approach?
I would say have a different landing page for each purpose. If you're running a retargeting ad, a different landing page. If you're running a social media ad, have a different landing page. There are 2 reasons for this. One is it's easier to see where the users are coming from and which is working, right? The first one. The second one is each user is coming with a different intention. The audience is there, but the intentions might be slightly different. So if you're retargeting, then they already know about your product, right? So rather than they are already in the mid-funnel level. But if you're running a social media ad, sometimes they might be in the top of the funnel. So the landing page should make sure that it starts with the top of the funnel, it builds the trust, it shows the benefits, it addresses the pain point, and then it actually gives the, makes them sign up. But if you're doing a retargeting ad, then the conversion and the way of working is slightly very different. They know about yourself, they're already aware. So to just push them over give the benefits and then the targets, and then make them convert. So the intentions and the way the landing page should be designed is different. So I would suggest having different landing pages for each and every type of ad that you're running.
Okay, so I think we are running out of the time. So I'm taking one last question. So for rest of the question, answer are given on the website. Please check it out there. So last question by Veena. How to analyze if the blog content is doing good? Are the impression are the only sign of tangible metrics?
No, impressions are one of the signs of a tangible metrics for blogs, right? So we need to see the impressions that are very, very, very important. I think I walked you through a few metrics of what we can test when we are in the top of the funnel. One is the reach, right? One is the traffic. Okay, and how much time are they spending on the page, right? And also, where are they going from after the blog? If you're writing a blog and then you are giving a very clear CTA of linking it to some other page or the product page, for example, are they clicking and going there? If they're not going, then are they reading through the entire blog, right? And how soon are they bouncing off? So there are probably 4 metrics I would say for sure. One is the impressions. Yes, that's the overall reach of, hey, I had so many impressions. But for people who come and read, how long have they read? What is the bounce rate? Have they, gone to any other pages? Because the whole purpose of blog is to lead them to somewhere else, give the awareness, and then take them to the next stage of the journey, right? So have they gone to the next stage of the journey? That's the main thing. And bounce rate. Have they bounced off after this? Have they not even spent 20 seconds or 30 seconds? Have they just skimmed through the content and bounced off? That is when you can have an exit intent pop-up there to make sure that you can also count on whoever is going to and reaching that exit intent pop-up. Hey, they have spent at least this much time. So I would say impressions, the average time on the page, the bounce rate, and probably where they are going from there. These definitely are some of the metrics we can use.
Okay, I hope this would clear your doubt, Veena. So I think we are done with the QA session. So we are now in the ending. Thanks a lot, Padmaja, for all the answers. Thanks to audience who made this webinar an interactive one. So we have provided a Google form link in the chat box. Please fill it up to receive the template of marketing handbook and also access to the recording of this webinar. Thank you and wish you all a nice day ahead.
Thank you. Thanks all. Thank you.